Hey everyone, Derek here with your quick 911 Vancouver Island real estate update for May 2025. Despite some of the national uncertainty that we're hearing, buyers in Nanaimo are actually showing very strong optimism, and the market overall is leaning into a lot more balance. When I look at the stats from the Vancouver Island Real Estate Board, we saw 781 sales across all property types in May, down just 3% from last year. But here's what more telling. Single-family homes in the Nanaimo actually increased in sales, up 1% over year, with 409 homes sold. And we're seeing more inventory hit the market, giving buyers more time and more options. The benchmark price for detached home in Nanaimo is $841,900. That's up 3% from last year. And again, that's a sign that demand is still steady, even with more listings. Now, for the first time in a while, inventory is above the 10-year average. That means that pressure is easing a bit and buyers can afford to make smart and confident decisions. And always we said well-priced homes, well-prepared homes, well-marketed homes are always getting the activity, as where some are sitting for a lot longer. Vancouver Island saw price growth nearly across the board. So Comox Valley led with a 7% jump. Parksville still remains in high demand with prices around $920,000, and North Island had the biggest surprise, up 12%. So, I always like to look at the national market. I'm going to look at that a little bit more in another video, but a couple things that might be, on the positive spin for Canada is the GDP did expand a little bit more, 2.2%, up from 2.1%. So it's a slight increase, but market expectations were, I think, around 1.7%. So that's a jump from what the expectations were. And the consumer confidence, which is one I follow closely, increased to 48.2 in May. That was up from 45.4 in April, which, keep in mind, in April, that was the lowest level since December of 2020. And for sales across Canada, we're still in a balanced territory. Sales are steady, and everybody's got their eyes on the Bank of Canada, rate cut for the summertime because of a bit of the sluggish economy we're seeing in Canada, and of course that will spark a lot more movement in our market. So for buyers and sellers, I don't know, what does that mean for you? If you're buying, this is a window of opportunity. Again, obviously watching rates, talk to your mortgage broker, and if you're selling, pricing, presentation, obviously keys to strategizing and maximizing your value. Homes are still moving, but they're on the edge of going, a little bit slower, potentially as we go in later in the year. Things to watch, and of course, I'll keep you updated on that. And as always, I'm here to help make sense of the numbers and help move you forward with confidence. So see you in a couple of weeks when I talk about the national market. Thanks again.